Hi, everybody. Did you like my little snowman? It's getting cold here. We're having a cold snap. It'll be down to 35 in the morning. And Leanne, first to arrive. Hi, guys. I bet you're cold there as well. There's Ken and Carla. Hello from Ursula Acres. Every time I see that name, I think of the Little Mermaid. Ken and Carla. Everybody's just saying hi. There's Donna. Hi, Donna. Ho, ho, ho. Okay. Who has the Christmas tree up? I know Henry and Leanne do because they sent me a little picture. I don't think Ken and Carla does. Donna, do you have a tree up this year? Hi, Cindy. Hello. How are you? Are you staying warm? It's getting cold. I had to turn on my little heater a while ago. I've been using it while I'm here because it runs off of electric and I don't have to run my propane. So 35. So it's going to get colder overnight. How low is it supposed to get? Do you have snow on the ground? I don't, but I got a pair of crunch socks. Well, that's just as good. That is just as good. I don't have anything up. Too much moving around, and I haven't even thought about getting what little Christmas decorations I've got out. So I have a lot of trees outside and a little deer. You could have a little nativity going on. That'd be kind of cute. So Dawn's not on here yet, but she sent me pictures yesterday of where they're staying at, and they've got little wild burros that run around the park. So that was kind of cool. I don't know that I'd want to put up with them too much, but it's kind of nice to see them every now and then. So, anyway, I've had kind of a busy week. How about you guys? It's cool on the Texas coast, not cold. Well, that's good. That's a nice thing to be able to say this time of year. So, be grateful for what weather you have right now, because it's always nicer than that really hot weather you get in the summertime, right? So, and I'm sure we'll be seeing that before we leave Florida here. But right now it's pretty chilly. Yes, people, it really does get cold in Florida. So, as Henry and Leanne can attest, we even get snow on occasion, right, guys? They were caught down here. Was it last winter? In the snow in the Panhandle. That was something else. Thanks for the reminder. Everybody, thumbs up, please. No snow, but some flurries. Single digits by the weekend. Ugh. That's just way too cold for me. I can't do that weather anymore. It was okay when I was young. I'm not so young anymore. So I like Florida weather, even though it gets into the 30s, sometimes down into the upper 20s. I can still tolerate that better than the single digit temperatures. That's not for me. Just last January. Yep, that's what I was thinking. So yeah, they wrote out the snowstorm in the Panhandle. Hey Don, how are you? I was just talking about you a minute ago. All good, all good. Nothing bad. I took my puppies to a vet over here in Chiefland, and she was very nice. Got the dogs established so that I'll be able to get them their medicine as needed. And I I got prescriptions for Ziggy as well this time. And the vet told me that his heart murmur was even worse than Dee Dee's. Plus, he's got some indication of his kidneys not functioning as well. So he was a little worse off. So, anyway, I have medication now for both of them, and that makes me feel better. However, throughout the visit, we forgot I wanted to get them vaccinated while I was there. So I got to take them back and get them vaccinated yet. But anyway, I'm sure that'll be pretty simple. But I'm telling you, the cost here at this vet was half the price of what I paid when they had to go in Illinois. So I love this area. In Jacksonville, it probably would have been as much or more than what I paid in Illinois. Um, so I was grateful for the pricing on the care. Oh, is Kevin here? Hi, Kevin, if you're here. Hello, Dawn. Fluffy blanket, hello. Hello, hello. You didn't miss anything. I told him about the wild burros that you have running around. But that's about it. Poor puppies. I know. They're I'll tell you what was really exciting though was y'all know that I've been making their food since they saw the vet in Illinois, and I found out that they had a heart murmur. So I needed to feed them low sodium diet, and that's why I make their food now. They both weighed a little over 10 pounds back in August when we had that episode and had to go to the vet right away. The other day when I took them, they weighed about 7.5 pounds apiece. So we've gotten rid of a lot of the excess weight that they had, which makes it a lot easier for them to breathe. And anyway, they're not coughing like they used to. They're more energetic when we're out walking, um, eating well. Uh, so they're doing much, much better. Right now, they're both cuddled up. You don't think he's on? Okay. Well, tell him we all said hello. You paid for your dog's vet's new office? Oh, that doesn't sound good, Cindy. It can be very expensive to take a dog to the vet, but for the both of them, um, to get their initial evaluation, and they did blood work. Actually, I think they did blood work on both of them because they wanted to compare and see any improvement in Dee Dee. And then she needed baseline labs on Ziggy. So we did that. And they got a urine on him. And they did a chest x ray on Ziggy. And it was about $550 or so. I don't remember the exact amount. A little over 500. Whereas when I took them in Illinois for everything that we did plus medication, it was about $2,000 there. So I felt really fortunate to get out there at the price that I did. So I'm very, very happy. I like the vet very much. So I think it's going to be a good fit. So I'm kind of getting everything established, and I went to CVS and got my scripts refilled. So I'll be getting them from there. Yes, that is cheap for two, isn't it? So I was very pleased. Now that didn't include their medicine, which I'm going to order that off of chewy.com, which is what I did the last time around. And it wasn't horrible pricing, but it's far more expensive if you buy it directly from the vet because they up price it. So, anyway, Chewy.com is saving me a little bit of money. So, that's what we're going to do. And they're both just hanging out, having quiet little lives now. So, and like I said, I went to CVS and got medicines the other day, and we've been out a few times to have a meal together, and that's about it. But today we went over, and I wanted to show you guys. You saw my thumbnail, I'm supposing. So I have uh, um, my next destination spot. For when I leave here, I found just what I was looking for um, at this lovely resort, and it's very affordable. So this is the site from the street, and it's got a little gazebo and a fire pit, which you can see a little clearer here. So it's a very nice little setup. Good 50 amp service, and in back, directly in back of me, is this lot. Um, so it's just a big empty lot, and it'd be a nice place to be able to go out and walk the dogs so they can go potty, and not having to be deal with a lot of other people and their dogs. So it's perfect, perfect, perfect. Get his shots till April, and I'll have the vet look him over really good. Getting weak, and he randomly falls over. Yeah, it's never good. Ziggy's always had that trouble since he hurt his leg that one time. He falls really easily, especially on this flooring. I wish that I could carpet it, but that would be disastrous, I'm sure. Walmart also fills dog prescriptions very reasonable. Interesting. I did not know they did that. Thank you, Carla. I have to look into that. I know that they definitely will not do Amazon Pharmacy. They had a note up in the office about that. But I guess I could call and find out about Walmart. That might save me a little bit of money. And I can go to the pharmacy and see if that will work. If they have their medication. You saw we went there? Yeah, it's really very nice. I get Rambo's meds at Walmart. That's good to know. Okay, well, I'm gonna check that out. So, I was trying to I have some other pictures that I wanted to show you guys. Let me see. I was having trouble earlier. It wouldn't load them for whatever reason. Let me see if I can show you this picture. It'll kind of be a double duty if it'll load. So they have nice. We couldn't get in the bathroom facility because they're coded. Their doors have a coded lock on them, and you can't see in them. But they have nice laundry facilities. I'll just show you this one because it'll show you both the washers and the dryers. There's more washers on the other side of that little divider. And they're fairly reasonable. It's only like $2 a load to wash and $2 a load to dry. So that's very nice. They have a dog park and a dog wash. Let's see if I can load those and show you. I was really impressed with that. Dog park. Let's see if they'll load. I was having trouble earlier. I'm not sure exactly why. So on the back side of the restroom building is this dog wash station. And then right off to the side of it, there's like a table where you can set the dogs up there and dry them. And then they have this little nice little dog park area where you can let your dogs run around there too. And there's, I think, I think they said there's 3 dog parks um, in the resort, but it's a very nice resort. They have a really nice clubhouse with all kinds of activities that they schedule. Um, there's exercises, card games. They have a sewing room, uh, just all kinds of different activities that you can do there. They have a pickleball court, a shuffleboard um, area. I think they even have cornhole there. I thought I saw a picture of it once. Um, and just, I don't know, it's just very lovely. So CVS does that too. Well, I'll be darned. I had no idea. I use GoodRx too, but Walmart is always cheapest for Rambo's meds. Nice to know. Mobile Tech, hey, nice to see you. I saw your little shorts video and you were looking good um, just a week after surgery. So I'm sure that you've improved quite a bit since then. Nice to have you on. Still healing and recovering. That will take you a while. A little ditty in my head, a progressive commercial that says it's a dog park. That's funny. So anyway, so Ken and Carla went over there with me to look at it. What'd you guys think of it, Ken and Carla? So after we looked around the park, I went in the office and signed up for that spot. We won't be able to use it since we are slightly over 10 years old. Um, well, that's not necessarily true. They um they do accept people whose rigs are over 10 years old. However, they like for you to submit pictures of all sides of the trailer so that they can tell you whether or not they would approve it. So they just don't want, old rundown equipment in there. We hated it. Okay, you going to tell them or am I going to tell them? We move in tomorrow. They're nice, but I'm already sick of close neighbors. Maybe so, but it'll be nice for me to, because Ken and Carla are, they're not, and Henry and Leanne, not everybody's going to be here as long as I have to be here. So it'll be nice to have other people around me. So my rigs are 50 to 77 years old. Well, I bet you they would accept yours because yours always look nice when you get them done. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. So let's see if I can add one more picture here. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Hang tight, hang tight. So we were able to get side by side sights, which was funny. Although Ken tried to get a different one today. Oh, that's not loading again. I don't know what's up with my internet. But anyway, it looks just like mine, except theirs doesn't have the fire pit. Um, but they're going to get extended pavers. Close neighbors come in handy if you fall in and can't get up. Well, don't damn me right from the beginning. Oh, it's nice for a while. Hi there, Kim. How are ya? How's the weather in your world? 1948. That's old. Ken calls it phase one because you have to tell it. Your neighbors are cranky and clicky. Well, from what I've heard, the people in this park don't seem to be that way. And the ones that we've run into have been very friendly so far. So we're hoping it remains that way. Hey, Kim and Daryl. So anyway, yeah, Ken and Carla are moving tomorrow. I ordered a trike online. Have no idea when it's coming, so I'm trying to stay here until it comes. If it's gonna come, I'm not convinced yet. The weather's great. Good deal. Great weather's always good to have. Tomorrow I drive into Gainesville for Richie's graduation. So it'll take me about an hour to get to Gainesville if the traffic's not too bad by the time I get there. And then parking is a nightmare at UF. And with graduation, I'm sure there's going to be tons and tons of cars trying to get in there and park. So I'm going to have to go a little bit earlier so that I can get a spot. But the graduation doesn't start until like 7 o'clock, which I'm sure will go over an hour for as many students as they're graduating. And so I'll be lucky if I get out of there by 9 and hopefully get back here by around 10 o'clock. So that'll be a late night for me. And I don't really care to drive at night anymore. Phase one, 55 and over park. Phase two, assisted living home. Phase three, a nursing home. He's got it all worked out. Well, I've got to stay until May until Evan graduates. I can't do anything until after May. So we'll see. If I like it, I may stay there. Ken and Carla leave in March. So I had to find something um, that I could get a long enough stay um, so I could have a place until Evan's graduation in May. So I had to go ahead and get because I was afraid more people were going to filter down from the north um, for the winter and not be able to find a site that I liked and not have one available uh, like I'd originally planned on leaving here March 2nd. But I was just too afraid that I wouldn't be able to get a spot that I liked that would work for me. So curious for when we head there next winter. We shall see. Leave in March, come back in October. We so I'll tell you that to get the price that we're getting, we signed an annual contract. So um I can stay there for a whole year if I want to. But at least I know I'm there until May. So and we'll have a spot already there for the beginning of the winter. So after the 1 year, it's month to month. So who knows what we'll be doing? But right now, that's all I know. Looking at park models. Hey, you know what, Ken? They have a Champion one in Lake City. Park models are nice. That would be cool. That would be really nice. And they have a nice pool here. So, we could take a dip and cool off. So it'd be nice. Um, they're going to have a nice New Year's Eve party. They have like meet and greets on Sundays, and they have a lot of different social activities. So, it'll be something very nice for when I have no one else here with me. At least there'll be things to keep me active and interacting with other people. So I think that it'll be nice for me. Bring the Honda. We've just come and camp in your driveway. All right. You bring the Honda. Florida in summer? Are you crazy? I've lived in Florida since 1988. It doesn't bother me, Dawn. No worries. No worries. You ever been in Illinois in the summer? Same thing, isn't it? It's the same thing. Dawn doesn't think so, but I'm telling you, it's not any different. It gets hot and humid there in the Midwest, and it gets hot and humid in Florida. So, no, I don't think it's any different. And here in Chiefland, there's no sea breeze. So, well, I'm not sure what to tell you about that. Canada, maybe. Um, Mountains in Colorado. I'm used to it. I lived it all my life in Missouri on living on the Mississippi River. It was very hot and humid. You get 90 degrees and just melt. And back when I was a kid, we didn't have air conditioning in the house. You had fans. Thankfully, my grandmother had an attic fan. That was a blessing. Y'all remember attic fans? Man, what I wouldn't give. Hence why I left. Exactly. So, it just depends. Plus, I've got doctors here. I've got my family here, 2 hours away from me. So it's not a bad place. We'll see how it goes. It's always nice and dry there. How cold does it get there in the winter, Mobile Tech? I know you get snow. So it gets cold enough to snow. But what's the coldest it's been there? Ice tubs in front of the fans. Yes. You can do that too. But, we used to just when we were kids, we'd get the garden hose out and spray off in the front yard. We'd get our little swimming suits on, go outside and hose off and cool down. And then they built a community swimming pool about 2 blocks from my mom's house. So in the summertime when I was at my mom's house, we'd go swimming every day for a quarter. Of course, we always had to pay for that. We had to do chores to earn that quarter to go to the swimming pool. But it was a lot of fun. One of those people that doesn't do well in humidity. Yeah, well, it happens. Been having mornings in the 20s lately. Wow. But days are 50s and 60s right now. That's nice. When real winter hits, it could get as low. Can be 3 degrees at night and 28 at daytime. Woo, that's too cold. That's way too cold. I'll stay where I'm at. Here's the thing about the heat, and the humidity. I understand that it gets humid, but you have an air conditioner. So, you run the air conditioner when it's hot. Or you go to a store where there's an air conditioner, or you stay in your vehicle where have air conditioning until you get to the store. Um, that's just the way I do it. Okay, wait a minute. We are roughly 75 to 50 degrees here, but it's a dry cold and a dry heat, right? Yes, a dry cold. Oh, sorry, guys. So, anyway, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to get parked somewhere where I don't have sand underneath my feet. Having a nice concrete pad over the side is going to be lovely. Hey, Ken, how wide is that side? I know you were measuring it off when you was walking it today. So how wide do you think they are? That's what I would be interested in, is to see how wide they are. Yes, grass and real trees. That's a for sure thing. I understand that because I miss them too. I grew up with them in the Midwest. So, oh, Ken's not there. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That would be fun. I've always wanted to go on a sailboat and I've never done that. I was on a catamaran once down in Aruba, but that was just for a sunset cruise. Wasn't anything lengthy. But I've always wanted to be on a sailboat. Never had the opportunity. So it would be nice. It would be an adventure. And you're always up for those, aren't you, Larry? You're one big adventure waiting to happen. Whoops, wait a minute. 25 wide by 100 feet long. All right. Well, I hope you're right. That sounds great. Yeah. So that's what happens sometimes. You settle in another place. That's like I grew up in Missouri, and Missouri will always be home for several factors. A lot of that's in my blood. But I've lived in Florida since 1988. So, Florida's home to me now. And I like not dealing with the snow. I don't like snow and cold weather anymore. It could save your life. It could save your life. We shall see. So anyway. So Kim, how is any of your family affected by the flooding that they're having up in Washington State? I don't think they're that far west, but I was just curious. I was watching some news this morning. Uh, People there that were having to evacuate because the flooding was so bad. Yeah. No, snow is just not fun anymore. Yes, the wind and the sand blows constantly. But that's in my comments. What? Which ones did I pass up? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. You know I love you. I'm looking here. Hold on, dry. Mobile tech. Getting Carla Dawn. Yeah, I saw this one. That's the only one I've seen recently. So what's going to save my life seriously? What factor are you talking about? I'm trying not to bash by your comments. It's in the weather. Oh, the weather side. Okay. I'm glad they're not being affected. No W. That's a good thing. No, before that. Okay, I'm going back. The weather is great. Let's see that one. Let's see, hey, y'all. Well, Kim, if I'm not seeing something, I don't know. It didn't come through. Didn't do well in humidity. That's all Dawn. Dawn. Mobile Tech. Ken and Carla, Dawn. And then I see this one. It could save your life seriously. Are you talking about? Tell me what you were talking about. It's the weather sign. No, before that. Okay. Will Prowse had a Battleborn video on the batteries. Okay. Well, I totally missed all of that. I don't see any comment about that, Kim. It makes me wonder why I'm not seeing it. Maybe I accidentally deleted it or something somehow. Sometimes if you click on just the wrong spot on these comments, it does weird crap. So if I did miss your comment, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Hey, you all. That's where I first see you. Weather's great. That's the next one. Dawn. Ken and Carla, Mobile Tech, Ken, Dawn. And then that's the last one that I saw. So I don't know. So anyway, was this comment about the Battleborn batteries? I actually text Kevin on this last night. Keep going. We're planning to visit you guys. What she's trying to say is Will Prowse made a video on a defective Battleborn battery that are dangerous. Oh, okay. Chad did not show up on the screen about Rose. Yeah, I don't see it either. Okay, well good. So I'm not the only one. Maybe you forgot to hit send. I know, I'm sorry too. I really am not ignoring you. I wouldn't do that. So anyway, I guess somebody's had, did they have a battery blow up? That's kind of serious to think about. My my lithium batteries are not battle born. So hopefully I don't have to worry about it. And mine have been in there for over 2 years now. So, and so far they're doing fine. That's okay, but it's serious. Very, yeah, understandably. Hello, everybody. Hello, Daryl. So, Daryl, did you see where I'm going to be spending the winter? Did you get to see that part? Tell people not to put batteries under the bed. Well, there you go. Look what happened to my Battleborn batteries that I had to send back. Wow. That's never a good thing. That's kind of scary to think. They were like the number one there for the longest time. So that sounds like you're shacking up by the Chiefland flea market. Yes, exactly. So anyway, it's going to be nice. It's going to be very nice. I'm really excited about it. I think it's a lovely park. It's just very well laid out, very well maintained. Uh, Seems to be super nice uh, staff there, and everybody, all the um, residents that are there, or campers, or whatever you want to call them, all seem very friendly. Whenever you run into people and talk to them, they're just all very nice. And in fact, Carla and Kim was in there um, this morning talking to them, and they had somebody show up that used to stay there and then left and went home or somewhere. Whatever they told in the car. Uh, and they were back in the areas, and he came back in to tell them how much he missed being there. So that to me says a lot. Is that near the Hardys? Um, it's actually not far from the resort. So I think it would be before you get to Hardy's. They're done. Y'all still have them. They're overheating them. Will said stop using them. Oh. Well, that is scary. Good thing they don't have them anymore. It's the way of things. They make stuff, sell it to us, and see how it works out. That's very true, isn't it? And we find out the hard way whether it was good or bad. On the same side as Hardy's. Exactly. Donna knows right where it's at. But I haven't actually been to the flea market yet. So once I get over there and get settled, I'm sure I will. But anyway, we did, and they replaced them for us. Oh, nice. That's good. At least they reimbursed you for them. So what brand are you using now? That's still scary for sure. What did they just start overheating on you? Is that what happened, or did they actually blow up? That's really scary to think about. It is a bit if you get a hankering for Italian. Okay, good, because I've been wanting some pizza. You know me, I like pizza. When we need to get out. Well, gosh, I'd like to get out and do a little bit more. There's a lot of things around here to see. Today we went to a different Hardee's than what we've been going to. We went to the one in Old Town. Donna, if you know where that one is, it's actually connected to a truck stop. But on the drive over there, I noticed that there's a historic Fort Fanning Historical Park. So I'd like to drive down there one day and just walk around and see what's there. There's Fanning Springs State Park, so there's a spring there. Manatee Spring State Park is not far from here. There's a lot. Cedar Key is not too far. Cedar Key's fun. Mike and I went there one year on our anniversary, and it's a pretty cool little place. So I'll probably go back there one day and visit and walk up and down the streets. They've got a lot of neat little shops in there. Um, so I'll go there, and there's just all kinds of things in this area to go see and do. The positive side terminal was overheating, causing a short. Play replacing with a newer model battery. Oh, okay. Wow. That is scary. We get Domino's to deliver. Well, that's nice. That's nice. No, it's shut down, Donna. That one is not in existence anymore. There is what was it, a China one? I think just down a few doors from where the Mexican was. That is us also, Don. I do pretty much the only intersection in Old Town. That's probably true. I haven't driven around Old Town very much. I miss pizza often, but we don't eat that stuff much anymore. Oh my gosh. That is really scary. 212 is boiling. So they probably would, if it got that hot, they probably would have exploded. That's super scary. I'd hate to think about that. It's I get scared in here sometimes just running stuff like I have my heater on now, but when I go to bed I turn it off. And then when I wake up in the middle of the night and have to go to the bathroom, I might turn it on for a little while depending on how cold it gets in here. And then in the morning, if it's real cold, I'll run the furnace long enough to heat it up. And then I shut that off. And when I'm up, then I run the electric heater. So, oh, quesadillas again. We really like it. Yeah, quesadillas are fun and they're good and they're easy. So that's nice. That's an easy thing to do. Pretty cool. Smart and chopped up the veggies before the live. Oh, yay! You got all your chopping done. Well, I had to make dog food again today because I had enough to get me through Friday, but I have to leave here like around 3:30 tomorrow to get to Gainesville for when I need to be. And I was only going to have enough dog food to last me through Friday and not have any for Saturday. And I didn't want to have to hop up early morning and have to make dog food. So I made it today and put the extra in the fridge, in the freezer. Because then I freeze it in about 4 or 5 containers, and then I can take one out as I need to. And then the food stays fresh by doing it that way. Yeah, I think actually is it tonight or tomorrow night when it starts? Ooh, chicken a la king. I've never had it, freshly made. I bet that was really good. The only chicken a la king I've ever had is the kind in the La Choy cans. There's Niller every night. morning. I bet you do there. You got those clear skies. Say hi to Scotty for sure. So, Don, are you guys going to be staying where you're at kind of on a permanent basis? Because you guys have been there now for quite a while. So I'm assuming that you're looking at that as maybe a long-term stay and the occasional mouse. Well, that comes with Arizona though, doesn't it? You can't ever escape Arizona without a mouse. So, hey, Scotty. There's only a few more minutes to go. No whining. Well, I took them out probably about 30 minutes before the live started because I won't go through that again tonight. But when they have to go, they have to go because they're both on Lasix, so they pee a lot anymore. I drugged him. No, he's actually. I'll show you where he's at. He's actually right behind me. See, he's curled up right there. He said he's still recovering, but he looked really good in the short video that he did a few days back. Scotty says hello. That'll do it, Carla. I really didn't drug him. I just I fed them at about 3:30 and they walked around a little after 4 and then went to the bathroom at about 6:30. So they're good. And this is kind of their settle down time anyway. So we start settling down for the night about this time. And then by 8 o'clock or so, oh, and it's almost 8 o'clock, I've been going to bed between 8 and 9 o'clock. Sorry. We go to the queue for a week. Yeah, I mean, that's very ambitious to move for just a week. I probably would have just drove into the queue, went to the big tent, and drove back home. But that's just me, and we aren't sure the ability to stay for 21 to 30 to 21 days somewhere. It's hard to explain. I guess so. So you stay somewhere 21 days, you can stay someplace else for 30, and then somewhere else for 21. Is to get out of Dodge before the big heat hits. Yeah. Yes, that's essential. You ready to give Annie a Mickey? Is she not settling down tonight? Poor little Annie. She's getting better. She's definitely getting better. I'm at the AAA right now. Okay. Well, we love you, Scotty. We always think about you. You bet Pearl is too. Pearl's gotten a lot calmer, in my opinion. Um, Even since I saw her earlier in the year. I think she's a lot calmer. Sorry, my eyes are watering now. The granddaughter's not out of school until the end of May. Is she going with you for a while when she gets out of school? That would be nice. Keeps leaving her out by the road. She's trying to get rid of her. Is that it? Oh, I gotta take my slippers off. My feet were getting hot. I took the dogs out and forgot to take my slippers off. Possibly. Okay, well, that's nice. Hopefully she'll enjoy it a little bit more this time around, huh? She'll at least know what it's like. Um, and if she comes, hopefully she'll enjoy herself. And I know that she did towards the end of her stay, but in the beginning it was a little bit of a getting used to period. You need some good slippers. Well, mine are from Skechers, so they're very comfortable, but they're lined. They're got that little furry lining on the inside of them. Dear Santa, for sure. Oh, different granddaughter. Okay, so Emma, is it Emma? Different granddaughter. Snow slippers. That's about what they're like. They're really nice. I like them because first thing in the morning I can slip them on and they're nice and warm. But this is what they look like. They're like rubber on the top, so they if it's rainy or whatever, I can wear them outside. I usually don't wear them in the house. These are my outside slippers. And then I have a pair that I wear inside. At CVS the other day. You know where my daughter found a pair at Dollar Tree. She said by the checkout stands. And they're really nice. They have a really great sole on them. And they're, fuzzy lined on the inside like mine are. Yes, Emma. There we go. Mm. Yeah, yeah. These are Skechers. They're called foamies, and I bought them, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago now, maybe. But I really like them. Um, they're great for just slipping on and taking the dogs out first thing in the morning. Um, so I don't have to, worry about putting on shoes and tying anything. So they're really nice. I have a pair of Skechers slip-in shoes that for winter that are really nice. Um, and they're wonderful. It's just like no Velcro, no having to bend over in time because my knees, I can hardly bend them anymore well enough to tie my shoes. So when I see my primary doctor in January, I'm going to be talking to him about possibly sending me to an orthopedist to look at my knees. I think it's just about look time. Thank you. Good brand, but pricey. Yes. Skechers is I used to years ago I had really bad plantar fasciitis when I was working. And that was back in I want to say 1990. It was horrible. As a nurse you work 12 hours on your feet on concrete floors and it got to the point where I couldn't hardly stand up. When I got off duty, once I sat down in the car to drive home, I could hardly stand up to get out of the car. And or in the mornings to try to get out of bed and put my feet on the floor. It took me probably about 5 minutes to be able to walk without feeling horrible pain. And so I saw a podiatrist and he said, you just really need to find a good pair of shoes. And I tried about 4 different brands of really good shoes, uh, before I found Skechers. And once I wore these Skechers, my plantar fasciitis went away and I haven't had it since. So that's all I wear is Skechers now when we're so hard on our feet. It's very true. It's very, very true. So, yeah, concrete floors will ruin you. And I've traveled up and down those hallways for 30 years. So it killed my feet. Where do you get Skechers? You can buy them online. You can shop online and get them. But where's that one outlet that I went to before? Was it in Flagstaff? I don't think it was in Flagstaff. There's one in Arizona. I can't remember exactly. One in Parker. Maybe it was in Flagstaff. I can't honestly say. But where was the Yuma? In Yuma. You're right, Kim. That's Dawn and I both went and got our slip-in sneakers there in Yuma at the Skechers outlet store. Where's Dr. Scholl's? He's when you need him. Well, these are better than Dr. Scholl's for sure. They have really good support for those parts of your feet that really need it the most. So I recommend them, but you can shop online and they will ship them to you if you really know what size shoe you wear. So you might try to see where there's a Skechers outlet near you. I have no idea in Nevada where you might find. Maybe Reno might have one. Very comfortable. Yeah. Donna even wears those shoes that Dawn and I have. There's no Skechers in right. Yeah, it was in Yuma. Costco. No, not Costco. I've never seen them. Well, some shoe stores will carry Skechers. So if you have shoe stores near you, you might see. In Jacksonville, they carry them at Shoe Carnival and Payless Shoes used to carry them. And so if you can find a shoe store, you might be able to find Skechers. No, Mobile Tech. Yeah, that's how you spell it. Yes, they do. Oh, so they do carry them? Well, so there you go. So I'm wrong. What else is new? That happens on occasion. So anyway, maybe Santa will bring you a pair down the chimney. I'll let it Pigeon Forge. Is that where you get yours, Pigeon Forge? That's not too far from you, right? Not always, though. That's true. They may not always. Amazon. Exactly. In fact, the sandals that I wear in the summertime, which are Skechers, I buy from Amazon all the time. So, and I have one particular sandal that I like, and Wait, I'm thinking Sam's Club. Oh, well, what do I know? I guess you can search them online and see at a Sam's Club and see if they carry them or give them a call. You love Pigeon Forge? I didn't get to Pigeon Forge. Didn't have enough time. Yeah, so Santa will have to come through that doggy door. Ah, yes, ma'am. So anyway. So is your favorite place, Kim? You like Pigeon Forge? I haven't actually made it there. I came close, but I wasn't there with Donna that long, and she said the traffic was kind of crazy around there, so we didn't bother. Anyway, and all of Tennessee. Tennessee is just a beautiful, beautiful state. It's one of my most favorite states. It truly is. But I did see some really beautiful sights in Kentucky driving the way I did to come down and see Donna. I saw more of the eastern side of Kentucky, and it was gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So I do like Kentucky too. All right, very good. Okay, well, thank you for being here, Don. Love Tennessee. It truly is. Yeah, yeah. Kentucky was really nice too. So I have to add that to my Kentucky, Tennessee, and Northern Georgia. I love Northern Georgia as well. So anyway. All right. Well, I'm sure everybody's got stuff they want to go do. It's been great talking with you guys. And we didn't even talk a whole lot of food tonight. How about that? But Jennifer wasn't even here. That's very sad to think about. Yes, we do love the USA. Love you too, Don. Take care. Have a good dinner. All right, guys. I'm gonna hop off of here and eat me a sandwich before it gets too late. Hot dogs on a stick. All righty. All right, love you guys, and may or may not talk to you next week. I don't know. Kind of depends on if I get that trike, if it gets delivered, I'll be moving on the 18th. Otherwise, I'll be here. Okay. Bye everybody. Talk to you later.